What if I told you, you don't need a fancy degree, you don't need money or even connections to build something great? All you need is a start. This is the story of a man who went from zero, no money, no experience, no support, to building a small business that changed his life forever. And along the way, he discovered the 5 steps that anyone, yes, even you, can follow to turn a dream into reality. Back view of Daniel, a young man in his late 20s wearing a simple gray shirt and jeans, standing behind a grocery store counter. Shelves, barcodes, and dull fluorescent lights in the background. His body language shows exhaustion and quiet longing. Meet Daniel. 5 years ago, Daniel worked as a cashier in a grocery store. Every day felt the same. Beep, scan, smile, repeat. He had big dreams of starting his own small business, but every time he thought about it, fear whispered in his ear. You don't have enough money. You don't know how to run a business. People like you never make it. So he stayed where he was, safe, but stuck. Close-up of Daniel's face in front of a small mirror at night. His expression is tired but thoughtful, eyes reflecting a mix of sadness and hope. A single light bulb softly illuminates his face, casting shadows on the walls. Until one night, after another long shift, Daniel looked at his reflection in the mirror and asked himself, "Is this all my life is going to be?" That question changed everything. Daniel sits at a small wooden table, repairing an old smartphone with simple tools. The background is his small, rented room, slightly messy, but warm. Soft window light falls on his focused face as he works. Daniel didn't have capital, but he had a skill. He loved fixing broken phones. So he decided to start small. He offered to repair phones for his friends and coworkers, charging just enough to cover his tools. At first, he made mistakes. He broke a few screens, lost a few customers, and sometimes doubted himself. But he kept going, because he realized something powerful. You don't need a perfect start. You just need a small one. A close-up of a cracked phone screen slowly being fixed, half broken, half restored. The reflection on the screen shows Daniel's focused eyes. Every big business you see today started as something small. Amazon began in a garage. Apple began on a simple wooden desk. Even Daniel's dream began with a single phone repair. So remember, you don't need to be great to start, but you need to start to be great. Daniel's sitting in front of a laptop at night, taking notes from a YouTube tutorial. His small table is surrounded by notebooks, tools, and coffee mugs. A warm lamplight creates a calm, focused atmosphere. As Daniel began taking more repair jobs, he realized something. He didn't know how to grow. So he made a rule for himself. I'll learn something new about business every single day. He watched YouTube tutorials, read blogs about marketing, and studied how small businesses attract customers. He didn't spend money on courses, he spent time and effort instead. He even visited other repair shops just to observe how they worked. Sometimes he stood quietly outside, just watching how they spoke to customers. That's when he learned his second big lesson. Knowledge is your real startup capital. He started applying what he learned, improving customer service, giving small discounts, and keeping his workspace clean and professional. And slowly, people started noticing the difference. One day, a customer came to Daniel with a phone that was beyond repair. Daniel could have lied, taken the money, and pretended to fix it, but he didn't. He said honestly, "Sir, this can't be fixed. I don't want to waste your money." The man thanked him, and 2 days later sent 5 new customers his way. That's when Daniel realized his third lesson. In business, trust is more valuable than profit. You can advertise all you want, but nothing sells better than honesty, because people remember how you made them feel, not what you sold them. One day, a customer came to Daniel with a phone that was beyond repair. Daniel could have lied, taken the money, and pretended to fix it, but he didn't. He said honestly, "Sir, this can't be fixed. I don't want to waste your money." The man thanked him, and 2 days later sent 5 new customers his way. That's when Daniel realized his third lesson. In business, trust is more valuable than profit. You can advertise all you want, but nothing sells better than honesty, because people remember how you made them feel, not what you sold them. Then came the hardest phase. After months of growth, business slowed down. Competition increased, rent went up. There were days Daniel sat in his tiny shop, staring at his empty desk, wondering if he should quit. Daniel standing in the rain outside his shop, looking up at the cloudy sky. A faint light breaks through the clouds, softly touching his face. His eyes reflect determination, not giving up. But every time he thought about giving up, he remembered why he started. He remembered that mirror, that question, that feeling of wanting more. So he showed up every single day. Even when it was raining, even when no one came, even when people laughed at him. He used the quiet days to clean, learn, and plan. And then, slowly, things started turning around again. Because the truth is, consistency beats talent when talent stops trying. As his income grew, Daniel made another important decision. He didn't buy new clothes or a new phone. He reinvested every extra dollar back into his business, buying better tools, improving his workspace, and learning marketing. Within 2 years, his small corner repair desk became a proper shop. And after 3 years, he opened a second branch, hiring 2 employees to help him manage the growing demand. And that's when he realized the 5th and final step. If you treat your business like a baby, it will grow. But if you treat it like a toy, it will break. Evening shot. A younger man in a uniform stands at Daniel's shop door looking inspired. Daniel smiles warmly while closing his shop. One evening, as Daniel closed his shop, a young man walked in, tired, wearing a uniform just like Daniel used to. He said, "I've seen your shop every day on my way home. I want to start my own business too, but I don't know where to begin." Daniel smiled. He saw himself in that young man. He said, "Begin where you are, use what you have, and learn as you go." That night, Daniel realized something powerful. Success isn't about how far you go, it's about how many people you help along the way. Daniel walking toward the sunrise along a long, empty road lined with warm trees. His shadow stretches behind him. The rising sun symbolizes new beginnings and the endless journey of success.